Welcome to April's Garage, the greatest automotive channel in all of YouTube land. And today we're celebrating 25 years of the Escalade. Now, why are we doing that? Because Tyler Hoover's literally obsessed with this. Is the brand new 2024 Escalade V, and of course, second generation 05 Escalade.
It's not what it looks like.
I knew I'd catch you doing that one day. You're literally obsessed, I know, and you told me right away. It's not a secret. So.
Isn't this cool?
Well, we're here looking at the new one.
Right, the V is awesome, but what's even more awesome, 25 years of Cadillac Escalade, starting in 1999, and here it is in 2024 in great supercharged V8 glory, but yeah, this is the greatest hit right here.
So I'll never be able to like convert you to this new one?
That one's pretty close.
Okay.
It is really cool with that supercharged V8, almost 700 horsepower.
Which is crazy.
And Eddie Chevrolet Cadillac has this for sale. It's actually slightly used and slightly under MSRP. So they want $170,000 for it, which...
What? $170,000?
$170,000, yes. But the sticker was about $175,000, I think. And a year ago, these were selling secondhand flippers for like $220,000. So
what does it like serve you dinner every night?
It serves a lot of power with that 6.2 supercharged, and amazing noises, amazing tech. But it's funny, Eddie Chevrolet actually sold me this Cadillac, so they took it on trade. I bought it from them 2 years ago now, so you can check out their website, link below. They do have a lot for sale, and thanks for letting us borrow the Escalade V, which I wasn't making out with it, but I do really like it.
Well, you have to try both, right, to see who you like better.
Right. I mean, nothing beats a Cadillac Escalade. Any generation. I may be in love with this second, sort of 05 era of, blinginess and all that stuff.
You're more than in love. There's a slight obsession going on.
They're all good.
They're all really good. They're really cool. They're really comfortable, reliable. But, they did start as a copy, right? The Lincoln Navigator was taking off and...
Right. Yes. The Navigator was the first sort of truck-based luxury SUV, with the luxury Lincoln badge, and GM had nothing. They were just caught with their pants down. They're like, let's slap something together. So in '99, they had the Escalade come out on the old truck platform.
Cool, because it has the barn doors in the back from the Yukon, right?
It is really goofy looking. It looks totally tacked on and weird and not very well done as far as like a luxury upgrade. It had the Denali at the same time. They're both very strange. So that was 99 to 2000, I believe. And then in 2002 model year, they came out with this and dominated forever until today. The Navigator is a wonderful machine. It's still around today as well. But, oh mama, the Escalade V.
All right, maybe we should start the tour. The appropriate tour. The inappropriate tour won't be on YouTube.
Whoa.
It would be so creepy.
Let's just start with Old Faithful, April, because I am very, very attached to my white diamond tri-coat 2005.
Yeah, I feel bad in putting my fingerprints on it.
Oh, it's fine. But I've said this many times that I think this is a future collector car, if not already. They're starting to pop up in price. There was that Pat McAfee that had that big moment at a collector car auction where they were all excited, paying $21,000 for a 2002.
Right.
And the truck versions can bring, I've seen 40s with low mileage. Yeah, I know. They're starting to get collectible. It's just really cool and comfortable. The cushioned seats, the bling. It's of that era.
It's very, and in 2005, this was the peak of luxury. This is what you wanted.
Right. This would have been about $45,000, $50,000, probably the original MSRP. When I was working at the Cadillac dealer, the next generation of Escalade had come out, and we thought it was crazy that $60,000 was the base price, $70,000 with options, but it kept going up and up. Now add $100,000 to it, and that's the top of the line Escalade right now. This V.
It is really cool. I mean, when you were driving it earlier and I was following you, it looks like there's a celebrity showing up. Like this is it looks very stealthy but blingy at the same time.
Right. Everybody's given up on the limos or the Lincoln Town cars. They pull up in an Escalade.
Right.
And it is the mover and shaker chauffeur's vehicle. People are driving them. It doesn't matter. It is the movers and shakers vehicle, even in 2024, still to this day. And this one being the V, it has all the aggressive body kit stuff and sort of the blings all deleted with blackness,
Yeah, I like that it's not showing off. There's no chrome or stainless just bling out there. And this has been muted. It's sort of that black and white or black and gray style, where on yours, It's fading a little. We need to get a Sharpie to color that back in and put some ducks in there, right? The ducks are missing.
I suppose.
But there's no reef. Like, this is the modern version of Cadillac.
Yeah. You got the radar for the advanced cruise down here, and then the extra aerodynamics for the V. The V Series Cadillacs came out around when this thing came out with the CTS-V. It would have been interesting to see what they would have done with the Escalade V, say if they did it in 2005, but we didn't get it until the last couple of years.
Right, the headlights are pretty. This reminds me of kind of the tail light, that long, thin strip on the back end. It's a really cool look. Of course, the arrow you were talking about down there just really adds to it.
Well, you sure wouldn't want to smack a corner on accident. Say with that, the bumper would just bounce off and you'd laugh. With this, that looks very expensive.
The wheels are cool. It's a gunmetal
Look at the
gray.
brakes. Holy crap. It looks like a Corvette's big brake package.
The thing I do wish it had that like gyroscope technology so that the Cadillac emblem would always be upright like in Rolls-Royce has.
Yeah. Well, the Rolls-Royce doesn't have power running boards that also light up.
Well, it doesn't need it, right? Because it's so lower to the ground.
And then look at this interior. In 20 years, the difference is just nuts.
This is gorgeous. All this perforated seats for heating and cooling. Just a little like camel colored pinstriping.
And the old school V.
And the old school V, and there's speakers in the headrest.
Yes.
Which, I don't know, I feel like that might be annoying to have speakers right in your head.
No, it is a wonderful, wonderful sound system. And this one is the short wheelbase, much like my white diamond tri-coat over there, so easier to maneuver. I prefer the short wheelbase. But yeah, still captain's chairs, third row, dual rear entertainments.
It's comfortable. These are touch screens up here. It's not on right now. But, oh, yes.
Yeah. So our basis of comparison is probably the Lyriq that we did, the EV SUV.
Right.
And there's a bit more plastic feeling stuff in that, I feel like, than the Escalade. They really did go all out for the premium materials and everything else, at least in this V model, to where, $170,000, but you can tell the interior's a lot nicer than, say, a $50,000 Lyriq or Lyriq, right?
Very cool. Full glass roof up here.
Yes.
Really
but just look at this
pretty.
door panel and the different materials going on here. So you have the white stitched with the leather. There's the wood. There's this stainless steel. Feels like metal. This is metal.
Oh, yeah.
And then they have this painted, this finish here, something metallic.
And it also has a little bass boat glitter.
Yes. And a little mood lighting there.
Ooh, yeah.
So there is a lot of materials going on, which is another dramatic difference from the 2005, which has a lot of plastic fantastic,
Oh, yeah, and there's these big tail lights right here.
Yeah, that came out in 2015 with the refresh, which I think that's...
Push it.
Oh, you push it. Whoa.
Whoa, it's right.
I didn't know
that.
I guess you could say that this chassis is getting a little bit long in the tooth. It's due for an upgrade, I think, next year. So we'll see what happens next. But yeah, this basic chassis, I think, has been around for about 10 years.
Yeah, check out these exhausts right here.
I know, isn't it ridiculous?
There's 4 exhausts, and you can actually modify the sound that comes out of them in like stealth mode and sport mode, and just make it louder or quieter if you're trying to sneak around.
And it even comes with a car cover. An Escalade, somebody's thinking of it being a show car down the road and having a car cover.
Did they consult with you about that? Because you would only do that.
I don't know. I know this is adjustable because I just bopped my head on it, but yeah. Down she goes.
Even blacked out the Escalade back here.
Right.
This is very cool.
And then 2 cameras, one for the rear view mirror, which we'll see in a little bit, and then one for the backup camera. And of course it has the Super Cruise and everything else. For $170,000, it better. Yeah, the wheels, it's weird. What size is this? Because they look a little undersized, which is insane, because they're 22-inch wheels.
Yeah.
But now 22s look small on a truck because we are just so ruined. Those are 20s over there, 22s on these big chassis.
Oh, yeah. We got to look under the
It
hood.
looks small.
Because there's a lot of horsepower.
Oh, yes. I'm so tired of looking at Jake taking a nap. And also,
Poor Jake.
under the hood, looking under the hood of EVs and seeing, well, not much.
Right.
As fast as they are, that's way more fun.
Oh, yeah. You know, I'm surprised because it's like the Cadillac V. I thought it was going to be some kind of hybrid, and especially for that price tag, and no.
old school muscle. That's what makes this so awesome, and probably the end of an era. I can't imagine them continuing this for that much longer. Obviously, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, they've ditched their Hemis. At some point, the 6.2 and the 5.3 are going to shrink to who knows what, but they haven't announced that they're going out yet, so maybe there'll be more. I'm not sure.
Are you going to do that hot thing where you point everything out? I can't do.
The supercharger belt right there. So there's the big blower. Underneath this, it looks, that's cast. Okay. It looks a lot like a C7 Z06 Corvette, even though this is still the truck-based LS motor. The top looks a lot like a Z06 Corvette. But what I find interesting is this engine really isn't that dressed up. Where are all the plastic panels to hide everything?
Yeah, why didn't they do that? Why didn't they cover it up?
I personally like it.
Right.
You can
It's
pop
easier
the
to
engine and
work
see
on.
things. It wouldn't be usually to hide ugliness and ugly wiring and sort of maybe bad engineering. They'll just cover it all up with plastic. And then you take the covers off and you can see, oh my God, it's a spaghetti bowl under there.
Yeah.
But this one, it's very old school. Everything's in a nice, neat wiring loom.
That's what you do to me in the morning when I don't have makeup on. You're like, just put a bag, just put a cover over your face.
I've never said that ever.
It's warm. It's very cool.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, heat dissipation with superchargers, it's important. And it's all right down there. So, this is April's garage. I have driven it,
Right.
but
I
you have not yet.
No.
And you need to experience it. And I guess we'll put it in stealth mode so we don't disturb Jake's nap.
Your legs are they're glowing white. Like not just a little bit.
It's,
You're like,
it's just the start of short season, yes. Whoa.
something's happening.
The Flying V.
That sounds so good when it starts up. Did you hear that?
It barked.
It's so good.
Turn down the fan.
Starting augmented reality.
Yes, a giant
What?
screen to basically enhance what you see out the front glass.
That is
More useful in the dark, but
These tints are really, really dark. Like I feel like in Chicago they'd be illegal because I think it's like 30%.
right.
They're very, very dark.
Well, this is used, so I imagine somebody may have put that on there. You can see they've opted for the camera rear view mirror versus a normal one.
So freaking cool. Look at that.
Yes.
The whole screen is just a camera of what's
Right.
in front of you.
And then another screen, and then another screen on the left as well, showing an average of 8.5 miles per gallon. All right.
Oh man.
Oh, seatbelt's giving us a little bit of a hug.
It did. That's what I do like right before the plane takes off because I get a little nervous and I like give it a little tug. It looks very cool. What did you hear that again? It sounds so good.
Right?
Sounds so good.
Yeah, we're used to cyber trucking or pretty much silent V8s like in the Escalade. It doesn't make very much noise, the 05.
It's just weird to be in this big of a vehicle and hear that noise.
Right.
It is so cool. I love it.
So it's currently in its quiet mode. So
Stealth
as we go
mode.
down by the taxiway, let's just keep it in quiet, comfy, cruisy mode because,
Boring mode.
well, I'm not sure if it's mag ride or air ride in these, but the ride is so good.
It's very smooth.
It's heavenly.
Very nice. There's speakers everywhere. There's speakers here. Like
Right.
this whole dash. All these perforations are speakers.
Yes, and they even did a little pattern to it.
Isn't that crazy? Because we love music that much, of course.
And the suede's coming out now that we're in the sun. It's beautiful. It's sort of blocky and awkward, the proportions, I suppose, especially with the V, but you can't knock the interior at all on this thing.
I thought you were talking about me for a second.
No.
It's really
Most big
comfortable.
SUVs, when they're given the sport treatment, look a little strange. I think the Escalade is one of the better ones of the bunch, personally.
It's just the shifter, it looks a little dinky. Like
What?
the shape, I don't know.
That's a good size shifter right there.
It has a weird shape to it.
Don't be shifter shaming another vehicle. She did this on a French car at Barrett Jackson and talked about how dinky the little shifter was
Yeah,
and
I know.
gave it a complex. I mean, that
It's a handheld. It's perfectly
a
ergonomically
handful?
designed for your hand, but it just looks a little weird, like a little awkward.
oh, it's so much better than the weird Jeep ones and like the Maseratis. It got a terrible shifter. And at least this one is intuitive because there's a park button. You push the button to put it in drive. There's nothing strange about it. Okay, now that we're getting to the real road, I'm going to hit this button and put it in V mode.
What is B mode?
Turns up the steering, brake feel,
Ooh.
suspension, engine and shift points. The noise, did you hear that?
Yeah, why did it do that when I was braking?
It's downshifting.
It sounded
So now I want
so
you to
good.
floor it to like 55, 60, and then coast.
Okay. Yes, Captain. Engage. Oh! Stop it! Oh, yes! Oh, it's so good. Wait, I'm already at 80.
Yeah.
Sorry. I didn't follow the rules.
No, you didn't
completely.
follow the rules.
Oh my gosh.
So brake hard.
Okay.
Whoa! Okay, do it again. There. Did you hear the crackle?
Yes.
Okay. Floor it again to about 55, and then just lift.
Okay. Woo!
So now you know how teenage boys feel when they cut the exhaust off their hoopty and they're like, listen to that noise, yes!
Totally.
Everybody thinks I'm cool!
It's totally what it sounds like. I just thought of those guys, like the BMW guys that modify their exhaust.
Yes! We're those people now because
Yeah.
we think it sounds really cool and we're excited. And since this cabin is so well insulated, we're not getting, the annoyance of the people outside that have to listen to it.
Oh, this is so wild. Now I'm all about that sticker, the sticker shock of it being a little more like, now it makes sense.
You don't care anymore.
I do not care.
No,
It is worth it.
If you think about it, my Z06 Corvette that I sold last year
Yeah,
had a higher sticker price than this.
right.
$170-something thousand for a Corvette. You got a lot more real estate with an Escalade as far as the trim and making everything nice.
This is so cool. Did you feel it lift up?
Yeah.
in
Oh
the
yeah.
front?
Yeah.
This is so fast. This is great. For this heavy and this big of a vehicle, it's really cool. Wow. And it's not electric. It has that something, because, your Cybertruck is very, very fast.
Yeah.
But there's something different when that noise kicks in and it just launches you forward.
So
It's a different
this
feeling.
0 to 60 is 4.5 seconds.
Yeah.
My Cybertruck is 3.5 seconds.
Right.
The Cadillac Lyric that we drove,
Mm-hmm.
4.6 seconds.
Huh.
So they're basically just as fast as 60, the electric
Right.
Cadillac and the Escalade V. We live in a world now where minimal effort EVs can be so much more powerful than something with almost 700 horsepower supercharged V8. It's just, it's sad, but
So cool.
that'll never get old. I guess that's why
I love it.
EVs are like piping in fake exhaust noises
Yes.
and mufflers and
Yes.
stuff to simulate that, because it is so cool. There's just nothing like it.
It's very cool. But I don't know if the new generation, when they are in the electric cars, are they going to want to hear that noise? Do they care? I feel like they're not going to care. And we're the last generation that's going to appreciate that.
Right.
It's so good.
But there is some tech in here.
Right.
It does have Super Cruise, so it will drive itself.
Oh my
When you
gosh.
engage this, you hit this button
Yeah.
right here on the steering wheel.
Yes.
But it requires an OnStar subscription. So you have to pay
What would you like?
a monthly fee
Okay. Speech session canceled.
to use their enhanced cruise control.
Right. I don't know if that's worth it.
It's worth it, but it's the only way to get people to keep paying for OnStar.
True.
It started out with the Escalator a few years before that, where, you could call for help if you locked your keys in your car, accident, roadside assistance, whatever. It's still that to this day with a lot of other stuff, but now they're tying it to their autopilot cruise control system to where if you want it, you have to pay the monthly fee for OnStar.
Have you ever used OnStar? Like, have you ever had to press the button?
No, I had to do it when I get a free trial with a new vehicle.
Yeah.
I'd sign up and then, I wouldn't.
But like in
use
an
it.
emergency or something. Like, because I feel like people don't really use it. Like, we just call on our cell phone, right?
So there's my one knock of the Escalade V. You're paying $170-something thousand for it, brand new. And then if you want to use all the technology, you have to
Right.
subscribe to them and pay a monthly fee.
Right.
But other than that, awesome.
So cool.
Awesome.
Do we have to return it? Can we trade your 05 for this 24?
Well, I bought that 05 from them for $8,500.
Okay.
So they probably wouldn't give me very much.
No, it
Wouldn't
wouldn't
even
be.
barely pay 10% of this.
So you give them the Eldorado and your 05 for this.
No, we're still a long, long way to go. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching.
This is so cool.